Hi students, today's topic is Brewster angle or it is also called as polarizing angle. So what is this Brewster angle? In the sense, so this is the angle, Brewster angle in the sense which is the instant angle for which the reflection become zero. Means, so here I am representing this as theta b. So whenever the instant angle is equals to Brewster angle theta b, then the reflected wave will be 0. Whenever the reflected wave will be 0, then the reflection coefficient are also 0. Means, so what is the use of this Brewster angle? To avoid the reflection of waves at the boundary. Consider this is the boundary at x-axis. Okay, here I am incidenting a wave with the instant angle theta I. Here it is the parallel polarization only, which is EI. Okay, you will have the polarization like this. Okay, and here it is the reflected, here it is the reflected wave and the transmitted wave ET with the angle theta t. Here also it has the component. Here it is along negative z axis. So here, if you take the incident and transmitted wave, here you will have find the polarization is about circular. So here at the, so for incident and transmitted, the polarization is either it is circular or elliptical polarization. Whereas for the, here there is no component, here it is a linear polarization. The incident and transmitted wave will have a circularly polarized wave here, and whereas it has a linear polarization. So the Brewster angle is whenever the incident angle theta I is equals to theta b, especially in only parallel polarization. This Brewster angle doesn't exist in perpendicular polarization. It will have only in parallel polarization only the Brewster angle exists. Okay. Now take the reflection coefficient. We have eta 2 cos theta t minus eta 1 cos theta I divided by eta 2 cos theta t plus eta 1 cos theta I. So if the instant angle is equals to Brewster angle, then the reflection of wave is 0. Of course, theoretically the reflection wave is 0, but practically certain amount of wave is there. Consider here gamma 1 is 0. Then eta 2 cos theta t minus eta 1 cos theta I divided by eta 2 cos theta t plus is equals to 0. Therefore, zero. So cos theta t is equals to from this eta 1 divided by eta 2 into cos theta I. So let it be equation number 1. By Snell's law, n1 sin theta I is equals to n2 sin theta t. n1 is square root of mu 1 epsilon 1. Sin theta I is equals to n2 is mu 2 epsilon 2 sin theta t. Okay, no, just squaring on both sides. We'll get mu 1 epsilon 1 sin square theta I is equals to mu 2 epsilon 2 sin square theta t. So here mu square epsilon 2 is sin square theta t will be written as 1 minus cos square theta t. Okay, that is equals to mu square mu 2 epsilon 2 into 1 minus, from equation number 1 cos theta t is this one, cos square theta t is eta 1 by eta 2 whole square into cos square theta I. So we have the intrinsic impedance eta 1 is equals to square root of mu 1 by epsilon 1 and the intrinsic impedance of medium 2 is square root of mu 2 by epsilon 2. Okay, just substitute and consider in my assumption mu 1 is equals to mu 2. Why? Because it is a non-magnetic medium I am taking, lossless medium. Okay, so therefore mu 1 epsilon 1 sin square theta I is equals to mu 2 epsilon 2 into 1 minus eta 1 square is mu 1 by epsilon 1 divided by eta 2 square is mu 2 by epsilon 2. Here mu 1 is equals to mu 2, that's why mu 1 mu 2 will get cancelled. Ikkada kuda mu 1 mu 2 will get cancelled into cos square theta I. So epsilon 1 sin square theta I is equals to epsilon 2 into 1 minus epsilon 2 divided by epsilon 1 cos theta I. This will go to numerator and it is in denominator as it is. Epsilon 1 into sin square theta I, take LCM, epsilon 1 minus epsilon 2 cos square theta I divided by epsilon 1. So this will become epsilon 1 divided by epsilon 2. Take this epsilon 2 to the LHS side. Sin square theta I is equals to epsilon 1 minus epsilon 2 epsilon cos theta I, cos square theta I divided by epsilon 1. So here we are deriving this for Brewster angle. So substitute theta I is equals to theta B. You'll get epsilon 1 divided by epsilon 2 sin square theta B is equals to epsilon 1 by epsilon 1 minus epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 into cos square theta B. So here I am taking epsilon 1 by epsilon 2 sin square theta B is equals to 1 minus epsilon 2 by epsilon 2. Again cos square theta B will be written as 1 minus sin square theta B. So epsilon 1 by epsilon 2 sin square theta B is equals to 1 minus epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 minus epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 sin square theta B. So take the sin square theta B to the LHS side. You'll get sin square theta B plus epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 sin square theta B is equals to 1 minus epsilon 2 by epsilon 1. So take sin square theta B as common. You will get epsilon 1 by epsilon 2 plus epsilon 2 by epsilon 1, that is equals to, if you take LCM, epsilon 1 minus epsilon 2. Here also take LCM, sin square theta B is equals to into epsilon is epsilon 1 into epsilon 2, that is LCM. You will get epsilon 1 square minus epsilon 2 square. Sorry, here minus into minus, here it will become plus, here it will have minus, correct, is equals to epsilon 1 minus epsilon 2 divided by epsilon 1 will get cancelled. So sin square theta B is equals to, take cross multiplication, epsilon 2 into epsilon 1 minus epsilon 2 divided by, here it is in the form of a square minus b square, it will be written as a plus b into a minus b. Both will get cancelled. Therefore sin square theta B is equals to epsilon 2 divided by epsilon 1 plus epsilon 2. So sin theta B is equals to square root of epsilon 2 divided by epsilon 1 plus epsilon 2. Okay. So from this, the Brewster angle theta B is equals to sin inverse of square root of epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 plus epsilon 2. So this is the required angle for getting zero reflection. So the same Brewster angle in terms of cosine terms will be derived as epsilon 1 by epsilon 2 sin square theta B is equals to, we have epsilon 1 by epsilon 2, sorry, epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 cos square theta b. In previous case, we have converted our cosine term into sine term. Here convert sine into cosine. Epsilon 1 by epsilon 2 into 1 minus cos square theta b is equals to 1 minus epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 into cos square theta b. So expand this, you'll get like this, 1 minus cos square theta b. Take cos components into one side, you'll get epsilon 2 by epsilon 1 cos square theta b minus epsilon 1 by epsilon 2 cos square theta b is equals to 1 minus epsilon 1 by epsilon 2. So cos square theta b, take common, take LCM, you'll get, that is equals to, here also take LCM, you'll get, so 2 will get cancelled. Cos square theta b will become epsilon 2 minus epsilon 1 divided by a square minus b square will be written as into plus. Both will get cancelled. Therefore, cos theta b is equals to epsilon 1 divided by epsilon 1 plus epsilon 2 square root theta b is equals to cos inverse of epsilon 1 divided by epsilon 1 plus epsilon 2. This is in terms of cosine. In terms of tan theta b is equals to sin theta b divided by cos theta b, that is equals to square root of epsilon 2 divided by epsilon 1 plus epsilon 2 divided by, so both will get cancelled, that is equals to square root of epsilon 2 divided by epsilon 1. So it is about the Brewster angle. This is the Brewster angle. This is the angle we need to maintain for getting zero reflection.